Alright, we're going to try to do a quick demo about Federation and how to set it up between two different servers. So we've got the documentation up here. I'm going to loosely follow it. I think there's some modifications that are going to be made to the documentation. Because I recorded this once, it failed. I had to kind of read through the code and figure out what's going on. So we're going to have to make some tweaks to this, but I'll show you how to do this. So I've got two different servers here. I've got chat.geek.dev and I've got chat.geek.cloud. I kind of quickly show you a couple keywords and I guess concepts here. So you have the federated domain. So this is the domain that people will be able to find you at. And then you have the chat domain. So you can think of it as, so if my name on this geek.dev server, look, it's server 1. So if somebody on any other server wants to reach that user, they would write server1 at geek.dev, just kind of like an email. They wouldn't write server1 at chat.geek.dev because they don't care where the server is hosted. They just know the domain of, like my email. So, and I've also, like, for server 2 here, we've got Geek on Cloud as the federated domain. The chat domain where the chat server is actually located, chat.geek on Cloud. Again, the like email representation here is server 2 at geekon.cloud. So, let's go ahead and set this up. So go into administration on the first server here, the geek.dev. We put in here geek.dev as the domain name. Switch this to enabled. Well, we won't switch this quite to enabled just yet, but we'll go ahead and first of all, grab this public key. Okay, and then over here, I've got the DNS for geek.dev. And we're going to create a text record, paste the public key. And then we're going to create a record here at Rocket.Chat public key. So here you can see here, like on the hostname field, I'm only putting in the subdomain portion. So when you read out below here, the full domain afterwards is rocketchat-public-key.geek.dev. You notice it's not .chat.geek.dev. This is the root domain. So this is the federated domain. We're putting the subdomain, the hostname portion here, right off of the federated domain. Okay, so we'll create that record. Now next we're going to create a service record here. And it's going to be Rocket.Chat or underscore Rocket.Chat dot underscore HTTPS. So this is the Rocket.Chat service on the HTTP port. Now in this case, our chat server is located at chat.geek.dev. So here we're going to say this is where the domain actually is. Let's see, geek.dev. And actually, yeah, just chat. So see here, it actually has this kind of listed below. The port number, so it's running an HTTPS, so the HTTPS port is 443. So the priority, the weight, I'm going to decrease this, just in case we have to change anything. Okay, so you'll see here, we've got Rocket.Chat, HTTPS, geek.dev, and again, important to highlight, both of these cases, we're using the federated domain and putting these subdomains directly off of the federated domain, not the chat domain. Okay, so in this case now I'm going to go back here, flip this to enabled, and save changes. Now we have the option to test setup, so we're going to hit test. You can see here this is now federatable. We're going to exit this. And over here in server 2, we're going to do the same thing. This server is Geek on Cloud. Okay, so I'm gonna do Geek on Cloud. That's the federated domain. We're gonna grab this public key, and my DNS for that is here. So we're gonna create a text record again. Rocket.Chat public dash key. Create record, and then we're gonna also create a service record here. So this will be Rocket.Chat dot underscore HTTPS. You see here the full path is underscore Rocket.Chat dot underscore HTTPS dot geek on cloud. So the federated domain. And there we are redirecting, or it will direct, it'll point to the chat domain, chat.geekoncloud. We're running on HTTPS here, so also, so port 443. The priority wait, we're going to put the TTL lower, just like we did in the previous example. So then we'll go back over here to our Geek on Cloud instance here, toggle this to enabled, and then save changes. Alright, now we should be able to test it, and your federation setup is working and other servers can find you. Cool. Now, we're going to do a quick test then to see if this is working, and we're going to do it, search for, what was it, server 2, so Geek on Cloud, the user on Geek on Cloud, at Geek on Cloud. You'll see here, I have the user. So we're going to create a DM here. Hello. Server 2 at Geek on Cloud. Oop, and I've got a message on the server over here. And DM. Awesome. So then you can see it came from server 1 at Geek on Dev. And I'm going to say hello, server 2. Well, server 1 at Geek on Dev. And also you get a message on this side, the same thing, but from server 2 at Geek on Cloud. You'll notice that local users on your view don't have the full at after, but so you can tell this is a remote user and this is the local user. Anyways, that was quickly getting a federation set up between two different servers. Hopefully that was at least somewhat useful.